Welcome back to my channel, Movement with Liz. My name is Liz. Today we're going to do a short Yin Yoga practice focusing on the lymphatic system. Before we begin, we're going to do a lymphatic tapping sequence, focusing on certain areas in the body where the lymph nodes reside, and then also focusing where the lymph the main drainage points of the lymphatic system. So we're going to start with the clavicle region. So there's some light tapping above the clavicle and below the clavicle. So I'm going to go one side at a time. So just pick a side, any side, and lightly tapping above the clavicle. Then lightly tapping below the clavicle. Doesn't have to be too hard. And you don't have to spend too much time doing this. Moving to the other side. Breathing nice and smoothly, connecting into the breath below the clavicle. Moving up into the neck. So we're going to start just at a point behind the ear and move down towards the clavicle. So just some light, using the fingers, light tapping behind the ear, down towards the clavicle. So there's about 700 lymph nodes in the body. A third of them are in the neck, which is pretty important. So we want them to be able to drain that fluid from the brain. You might even start to swallow when you're doing that. You might notice that a little bit of fluid going down through the throat there. Moving to the other side. Cool thing is you can do this at any time. You can do it in the morning, absolutely beautiful, but any time of day is perfect. Coming down now into the armpit area. So just from sort of that shoulder bit there, coming down towards the chest, we're pushing it towards the heart. Again, just breathing in and out of the nose, nice and smoothly. Moving to the other side. Coming down into the stomach region. With the stomach, we're going to go around in a clockwise direction and also up. So we'll start with the clockwise direction. So starting at the top there, just below the rib cage, and then going around in that clockwise direction. Just pay attention, notice what you feel. We're not going to cause pain, we're not wanting to cause pain, but maybe areas feel a little bit tender or more tender than other areas. I would like to feel different to other areas. And then coming up. You can even come around the side of the body, side of the rib cage. Moving down into the groin. So both hands either side. And really important when we're working with the lymphatic system that we're always starting from the top. So we want to unblock the top so we can get that flow coming up from the lower body. And then last spot, behind the knees. And standing up, we're going to bounce lightly on the balls of our feet. Just a nice little bounce. Maybe shake out the arms a little bit. Focusing on the breathing. So this practice alone is absolutely amazing. Really great way to start your day, get the energy flowing through your system. If you're feeling a little bit stressed in the middle of the day, or you've got that 3 p.m. energy slump, do this. It's a really natural, nice way to pick yourself back up. Maybe reach the arms up. Give them a little shake out. And slow that back down. Just take a moment. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Just feel into your body. You might feel lots of sensation, maybe tingling sensations through the body. You might hear Aria snoring. She'll probably continue to do that for the rest of the class. We're going to make our way down to our seat now. So focusing on the lymphatic system, we have 3 major meridian lines that allow that fluid to flow. It's our kidney meridian line, our spleen meridian line, and our bladder meridian line. So doing just a shape for each one, so a short practice. We'll spend about 3 minutes in each shape. We're going to begin with saddle. So straddle. Bringing your feet wide, just as wide as you can go. I always get those two mixed up, straddle and saddle. You can soften the knees if that feels good, maybe bringing something underneath the knees. Otherwise, just letting the legs relax. And this may be enough for you right now. So we're looking for sensation up the inner part of the leg where the kidney line runs. If you feel like you'd like a little bit more, you can start to fold the upper body forward. So we're going to spend about 3 minutes here in the shape. Set my little timer there. So if you've got that invitation to fold forward, easing your way into that and going to that first sign of tension or that first line of pull that you can feel. So 3 minutes has begun. Really important with our yin shapes that we can breathe. If you find your breath is restricted, it's a sign you've gone too far. So making sure you can breathe smoothly and that you can relax into the shape. So as little muscular effort required with our Yin Yoga practice. Focusing on your breathing, focusing on what you feel as you hold the shape, where you feel that in the body. The mind starts to wander, bringing it back to the breath, knowing that will happen. Let yourself refocus. Checking in with the body, seeing if you can relax more into the shape. On your next inhale, slowly press yourself up and out of the shape. And take any movement that you feel the body needs, or maybe even stillness. Can feel nice to bring the legs into a windshield wiper motion. With some clicks and some clacks of the body. So just targeted the kidney meridian line. We're going to move now into the spleen. So we're coming into dragon. You may have a love-hate relationship with this shape. I know I definitely do. It's coming onto the hands and knees. Now I did say that there's as little muscular effort required with our yin practice. Some shapes though do require some muscular effort, this being one of them. So you're going to bring your right foot around the outside of the right hand, and then the left knee, shift that back until you start to feel a line of pull down through the front of that thigh. You may need some cushioning underneath that knee there. Press down into the palms, roll the shoulders down. Just make sure that you can turn your head from side to side without any pressure in the neck. And then bringing the head back through center, slightly tuck the chin. So the arms are active, pressing down through the hands, lifting the chest. The lower body is our main focus. So seeing if you can let that sink down towards the mat. Coming into your smooth rhythm of breath. Focusing on the sensations that you can feel in the body. They might feel really intense. It might be really subtle. You might find some areas feel different to other areas. Connecting into your breathing. Relaxing the lower body as much as possible. And just knowing that we don't have to muscle our way through this. So less is more when it comes to our yin. Just knowing that you're almost there. Slowly press yourself back. Take your time coming out of this shape. Sometimes coming out of it can be the most intense part. Any kind of movement that feels good. It can be nice to come into a plank, maybe a downward facing dog. Just doing whatever you feel the body needs. And then what we do to one side, we must do to the next. Coming back to the hands and knees, left foot comes around the outside of the left hand, right knee goes back. Maybe there's some padding that's required underneath that knee. Find that strong position with the upper body. Wrist, elbow, shoulder nicely aligned. Turn the head from side to side. Make sure there's no jammed up feeling through the neck. Bring it back through to center. Slightly tuck the chin. Settle on in to your shape. Remembering that we want to be able to breathe smoothly. And we want to be able to relax. So if that's not happening, make some changes to allow that to happen. Find a smooth rhythm of breath and focus on that. Bringing that focus back into the breath, focusing on the sensations. Take a couple more breaths. Very slowly shift your way out of the shape, taking your time. Just take a little moment, anything that feels good. We have one more shape before we come down into our resting pose. We will be doing child's pose, focusing on the bladder line, so running down the back side of the body. So option is no prop. So I do have a prop here, which I did not mention at the beginning, so I do apologize. Option no prop, and you can lay the body down, reaching the arms out if that feels okay for the shoulders, or resting the forehead down to the fists. The option is to bring some kind of bolster or cushioning in front between the legs, and then laying the body down, turning the head to one side, and then I'll let you know when to turn the head to the opposite side. So coming on down into your child's pose, relaxing down into the shape. If you're on a bolster, just let the body drop down over it. And close the eyes down. Get the breath flowing through the body. Using the breath to allow you to drop deeper into the shape. And very slowly change your head position if you had it turned to one side. And very slowly pressing yourself up and out of the shape. We'll make our way onto our backs for our resting position. So laying down, if you need something underneath the knees, putting some cushioning there. Careful not to disturb my little puppy dog, Aria girl. Letting the body sink down into the mat. Knowing that the breath will happen naturally. Just allow yourself to rest, give yourself this time. Take a deep breath in, full breath out. Slowly start to move the body, wiggle the fingers, the toes. It might be really nice to stretch out overhead. Ooh. Oh, pardon me. Slowly coming up to a seated position. And closing the eyes down, take a moment and thank yourself for making the time to be here. And just knowing that you've just opened up the body, allowing these fluids to flow through our system. We have good lymphatic flow, we have good health overall. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.